evening of April 8th, 1865, along this strip, this little tongue of land here off the Manette Bay, the garrison of Spanish Fort. Most of the garrison, there was about 2,600 troops, give or take, inside of the fort. The fort was assaulted from the northern flank off in that direction. But the Confederates had a secret treadway that they built in order to save the garrison in case of an emergency. Well, that emergency arose on the evening of April 8th. General Randall Lee Gibson was able to evacuate most of his garrison along this little tongue of land, and then there was a pontoon bridge on the other side of this position that they crossed over onto the islands there on Blakeley River, where they received some transports that took them up to Blakeley, up the Blakeley River that evening, and from there they went on to Mobile. But that escape, nearly 2,000 troops escaped right under the noses of the besieging federal forces. Had it happened earlier in the war, it would have been celebrated more, but as it was at the end, it was an amazing escape, but to no avail because the war ended shortly thereafter. But it was an amazing nighttime evacuation of a large number of Confederate troops right under the noses of the Federals, and it really caused some consternation on the part of the Federals, who had been besieging Spanish Fort for nearly 2 weeks, to see they were trying to end the war, and to see the Confederates escape under the cover of darkness right under their nose was very frustrating after all the time and effort they had put in the siege of Spanish Fort. And those men escaped, went up the river with transports. The next day were transported over to Mobile, and they evacuated up to Meridian, around the vicinity of Meridian, Cuba, Alabama, where eventually they were surrendered by General Richard Taylor and paroled. But this is the route that they came, in those little patch of woods there. There was a staked out path, and it led to a treadway on the islands of the Blakeley River, and they followed that treadway single file to the Blakeley River, jumped in the water where transports were awaiting them, and they successfully escaped, for the most part, nearly 2,000 Confederates on the evening of April 8th, early morning of April 9th, 1865.